Hello, this is Anna Oprisch reporting for the Cleveland Stater, and I'm here with Jessica Colombi, Executive Director of Career Services, to talk about Hire A Vike. So, Hire A Vike is the online job board for Cleveland State University, and there's going to be a shift to a new hosting program called Handshake. Can you talk a little bit about what prompted this switch in systems?
Anna, thank you so much for having me today. It's so nice to be with you and to tell you all about our exciting new software platform. First of all, it's important to know that our brand name for the job board is Hire A Vike. That does not change. What will change is how employers and how students use this software. It will be certainly much easier for both employers and students to interact with this software. For employers, one of the most important things about Handshake, which is again just the name of the software, is that there's a single sign-on, which means an employer can sign on from anywhere in the country and choose which schools, at which schools they'd like to post their internships and jobs.
Oh,
so
okay.
that means that our job postings will increase probably 3 times as many as we're getting right now.
Wow.
Because again, an employer in San Francisco can choose Cleveland State University to post an internship. It's much easier for them to interact with, and they love it. And employers have been asking for it. And the good news is, if I may say so myself, I have been paying attention to the research and the literature and the news, and knew that Handshake was almost quite literally sweeping the nation, and knew that we had to jump on board. So I worked through quite a tedious 11-month RFP and contract process to sign Handshake on. But the other thing for students is you'll just notice that it's much easier to use. Simplicity, which is our former software, was just kind of clunky and awkward. This one will be much easier to use and to interact with.
Okay. So would it be safe to say that it was kind of a push from employers? What is kind of put the bug in your ear that, hey, maybe we should change this new system?
It was a convergence. All things happened at once. So I knew that simplicity was not an optimal product. I know that our staff didn't like to use it, and students really didn't love it. And that does not help me help students, right? It doesn't help us be more appealing to students to come to our office and to use our services. So I knew we had to do something different. Again, I was reading the news, I was paying attention to the literature, the scholarly literature on career services and how offices are changing, and knew that Handshake was an important product to review. And then what we have to do, because we're a public institution, is something called a request for proposals. So we basically put together a proposal that I drafted with the help of 2 international students who were part of our tech team here in Career Services. They helped me draft the proposal, and we put it out for 2 weeks. Different software companies bid on it. I was glad to see that Handshake bid on it, and then we measured it against all of the other softwares and chose Handshake again because I've also been asked by faculty and employers, when are you switching to Handshake? It's so much easier to use. So it was really a convergence of all of our constituents saying, hey, you know, this software, switch to it. So.
Right. So I'm interested to hear more about, you said, you know, this will allow employers from all over the country to post internships. Do you anticipate that happening?
I do.
What can you speak to on that?
Yeah, so the good news is we have even international employers posting in Hire A Vike. And so again, the good news is the job opportunities will literally double or triple in what is available to you as a student. However, the downside of that is students need to increase their attention to detail as they're reviewing internship and job postings. Because there will be so many more job postings, our career services staff will not be able to personally review each posting, and so therefore we can't be as attuned to scams or jobs that really aren't appropriate for our students, lower skilled jobs or jobs that don't align with a 4-year degree. So we do need then that the responsibility will be a little heavier on the student to pay attention as they're scanning for internships and jobs. Where is the employer? Do they have a reputable set of reviews? Where are they located? Is it in a storefront? one of the cool things about Handshake is they have something called review scores or reliability scores, and so we will not approve anything that is under 80%. So we will approve employers who have an 80% or above reliability score, which means that other institutions and students have reviewed them and have said that they're reliable. So that's one way that I think Handshake will be both a positive and a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it sounds like it. So when is this expected to launch or be available for students to start using?
So again, the good news is after finals. So you don't have to worry about it at all until mid-May. That's also good for us because, as you know, our traffic really slows down come summer, so it'll give us a good chance to really get used to that software before the school year kicks back up again in the fall. We've been playing with it for a couple of months now. It is currently going live for employers, but it won't be live for students until mid-May. But then log in and play.
Oh, that sounds so
Search.
great.
Yeah.
Yes. So here's your chance. What would be your last plug to students of why they should care about this?
Oh gosh. Well, as you know, one of my famous sayings, or you may not know, one of my famous sayings, I feel like I've been saying it all over campus, so surely everyone has heard me say this. You know, internships are like broccoli. And that's such an unusual comparison that I'm hoping it'll catch people's attention. Students just don't know how good it is for them to do an internship or some kind of work experience and preparing them for the world of work. Employers are more likely to hire students who have some kind of work experience because then you've been able to demonstrate that you know how to show up on time and work as part of a team and complete a project and work in a certain professional setting. So Hire a Vike will host as it has been, internship and job opportunities for our students. And even though the university doesn't have a formal requirement for students to do internships, although in some courses it is a requirement, and certainly if you ask anyone in our office, it is a requirement for you to have a work experience before you graduate. So come on into Career Services. We can help you update your profile. You just log in with your CSU ID and password, establish a profile, and then start searching.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today. We will be looking forward to seeing how this new program functions for Cleveland State students. So
Awesome.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you so much for having me.